Okay, it's spooky month. Halloween's coming up. We gotta get all of our dog movies out of the way that are very spoopy. And we love the Howling series, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Watch some Howling.
Well, I like some of the Howling series.
We are the biggest fans in the entire world of the Howling. You see
that
Howling,
might be true.
You see Boix and Ilion. And I've got Howling VI. It's got Vampire versus Werewolf. It's got the ultimate clashes of forces of evil.
Holy shit, that's the one with Bruce Payne.
Yeah, we just saw a Bruce Payne movie. It's going to be excellent.
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
Whew. All right, let's get started. Hey, there's some interesting visuals in this movie. I wouldn't say it's good, but...
No.
How long is this fucking ride?
Werewolves!
They're coming. They're coming your way. They'll be here soon.
The Dark Lycanthropic Podcast. Goodbye, werewolf. Fangs for the memories. A subsidiary of Ruffkins.
It's true. Every word.
Hey, they're the dog people, aren't they?
Howling VI. The Freaks.
The world will look at you with awe. As long as you're with me, they'll never again call you freak.
Step right up for the most bizarre carnival ever staged.
Welcome. Allow me to be your guide.
But here is the most astonishing.
Your guest has a little secret.
The most deadly.
Stand back. He's dangerous.
The most terrifying exhibit of all.
I'm the new entertainment.
Is this God's will to put a man on display like some sort of animal?
We are not talking about a man.
You tore her limb from limb. You can't deny your true nature.
You get this thing taken care of. Find out whoever or whatever is to blame. Kill it, arrest it. I don't care which.
You see the devil? You shoot him. Satan's work shall not go unpunished.
The series renters are howling for returns with its most spectacular addition ever. Howling VI. The Freaks.
Anyway, welcome to Rough Cuts, everyone. How's it going?
I'm your host, Ilian. This is my co-host, Boix.
Yeah, well, the Howling.
That was Howling VI.
Now, this is a podcast where we watch movies with dogs. We rate the dogs at the end. That way, you don't have to watch. You don't have to watch the movie to know what the dogs are like in that film.
That's
We're
right.
doing a service to this world.
Correct. Yeah.
For I'm sorry, how many episodes? 199. Okay, well.
Oh shit! What are we doing for 200? We should call him.
That's a future us problem.
The future us has become really close now, though, because like that was future us like 10 episodes ago when we started talking about that, and now it's future us, and it's like next week, fine. And I don't.
Next episode's gonna be great. Don't worry about it.
Who's editing that? Oh,
Howling VI, The Freaks. I'm gonna show you the cover art for this because I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh yeah.
It's just what Brian Hughes, our main actor's eyes.
Yes,
in his shitty werewolf makeup.
Really shitty werewolf makeup.
And it's Howling VI, and in between the howling on the bottom it says The Freaks.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And then the back cover has a big like slash through it.
Oh boy, that is a very 90s VHS cover.
It sure is. Let me read the back of the box. I have a copy of this.
Yeah.
From Live Home Video. This is a British direct-to-VHS film.
This is where your patron dollars go. Not even kidding.
All right, welcome to a realm of terror no Howling film has dared to take you to before. This is a lie.
Yeah.
Since the original John Sayles Joe Dante, The Howling, the series werewolves have stalked Transylvania, Australia. We haven't seen that one yet. Don't worry about it.
Wait, what? Huh?
That's the marsupial. That's 3. The marsupials.
Oh, right. Yes. Right. I'm like, which ones have we not seen? It's only 3, right? That's the only one we've missed.
We haven't seen the kangaroo werewolf yet, or whatever it is.
Yeah, and that's is that the only one though? I think that we've done all the others because we did 2, 4.
Yeah, we haven't done the first, but also like,
who cares? Fuck the first.
The first is shown so much in the fourth movie or whatever.
The clip show, the bottle episode of Howling, where they're all stuck in the castle.
Yeah, the recap episode.
Yeah.
And the Great American Outdoors.
The time skip is, whatever.
Now the all-new action is more monstrous than ever. There's so much action in this movie.
Yeah.
The scene shifts to a carnival sideshow of hideous freaks. There, a tortured man huddles in a cage fearing fearing the moment a vampire's chant will transform him into a werewolf. A fine cast and amazing special effects highlight this chilling addition to one of horror's most admired series. Running time, 102 minutes. Howling.
It's
and then
short.
on the sides they have Ian looking very bored.
Yes. Ian being our good boy.
Our werewolf, and then Elizabeth looking also very bored.
His love interest.
The Howling movies are boring. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, a lot of them.
Especially 7. 7 is so goddamn boring.
Absolutely. But
until it isn't.
7's ending makes up for it. Because 7's ending is fucked. So good. So good.
7 is like a 70-minute setup to a joke.
Yeah, basically the way that I would equate Howling 7 is if you went on a, Six Flags ride that had one drop, and the drop was incredible, but you had to, sit in line and then also
the movie do
the click, 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 click of the roller coaster for,
And it's like a
minutes.
Western-themed roller coaster, so you're just hearing hoedowns the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time it's just playing, the whole time you have to listen to Toby Keith.
Or Jelly Roll. Yeah. Great. Anyway, so...
Let's talk about this Howling.
The Carnival. This is a 91 movie. There's certainly a trope of carnival stuff,
sure,
and showing people that have weird body issues, and the bearded lady and the mermaid man and whatever else, and that stuff is very out of modern zeitgeist at this point, thankfully.
Yes, besides maybe American Horror Story. But also,
American Horror Story has a clown jerk in it. I don't think that counts.
That's got the clown jerk in it as a
as a horror element.
Yes, as a horror.
Yeah,
I mean that's pretty horrible. So fair enough.
That one's also got Lady Gaga writhing around on the ground. So I don't know if that's really spooky.
No, it's not. Yeah, I wouldn't call it spooky. I would not call this spooky either.
No, but the idea is let's ogle these people, right? And that idea is kind of gross. Especially now.
Very much, yeah. It's pretty gauche, and you can expect, especially this, we're sitting here and I'm like, okay, well, B exploitation film with carnival freaks. Oh boy,
but even with that idea, I feel like this is an extremely tame version of that.
It's so tame. Oh my god, I couldn't believe how tame this movie was. There's a couple of moments where... So they have one person who is split down the middle and they're portrayed as I wouldn't normally use this term, but as a hermaphrodite, and I think that's fair on this one because they're literally split. It's not a thing that actually happens, and so they do show that person's breast. Their singular breast to really emphasize that, oh boy, but it's twice and very quickly, and that is by far the most extreme thing in this movie by a huge margin. At least this one's
this is classy, I guess.
Oh,
boob. Never mind.
Nope. It's classy.
Never mind, I take it back.
One thing I can say about it, it's that it's classy.
Why do I do that to myself?
While traveling through the Amazon.
Yeah, that's also the only nudity in this movie.
Only nudity. Like, they have a sex scene, essentially, between, werewolf man and love interest, well, we can get into, but it's done very tame. Like, they kiss a little bit, and then it cuts, and that's it. Like, it's just implied sex. Which is wild for a B-movie exploitation film.
Especially a horror film in this genre. This time.
And there's almost no gore.
The Carney stuff, by the way, too, like, it's not just horror that did this crap. Although, I think there was a Goosebumps game that did this stuff, too.
I've played it.
Yes, But there's also Sam and Max.
Oh, I haven't played that.
The Sam and Max Lucas Arts game has a carnival with freak shows, and it's the same stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, this whole thing is just... you can do horror. I was expecting them to be like... The whole troupe is... so let's get into it. The main villain is the leader of the carnival.
What? Oh my god, what a surprise. Bruce Payne is so fucking good in this.
From Full Eclipse, as he's known.
Yes, which he's so good in Full Eclipse, and he's so good in this. I have become a huge Bruce Payne fan.
And he's a vampire.
Yes.
But I was expecting the whole troupe to be vampires, right?
So was I, yeah.
That would be a much better film.
Or at least, like, more obviously his henchmen.
Yeah, because, like,
makes sense.
He keeps bringing these people in that are kind of weird. And then, like, it would make sense for him to then turn them into vampires.
Or like ghouls or
something.
Like they're all some kind of supernatural monster or whatever, right? Like some.
But it's just him.
Yeah, and apparently like none of them even know that he's a bad guy, or at least a lot of them don't. Like there's a group of 3 of them that are kind of like the bully clique. It's kind of
can't believe there's a bully clique in this movie.
Is basically a high school like.
They have hazing rituals.
They have hazing and everything. It's wild. But, like, there's this 3-person bully clique that is the nasty people that know that he's a bad guy.
Yeah, that includes Antonio Fargas, who is Fly Guy, and I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yes.
With his giant pimp hat.
The brother's walking on an aquarium. Say, brother, do you get nosebleeds way up there?
Maybe it's his dinner.
Hey, homie, you expecting a flood?
It includes Deep Roy, who you might know as the Oompa Loompa that was CGI copy-pasted in all the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory scenes in the remake.
In the horrible remake of it.
Horrible remake.
Oh, of course, we must admit
he will be altered quite a bit.
And then, I forget who the third guy is. I don't know if I know that actor.
No, the third one is the...
He's like a mime or something.
No, it's the split
person. Oh, it's the split person.
Yeah.
The egg boy.
Yeah, sure.
The man who throws eggs.
The person, I would say, because
I think, looking at IMDb, that's Christopher Morley.
Okay.
Is the actor's name. I don't know who that is, though. Apparently this is just a thing in a lot of movies that he's done. So I guess it's a character bit actor that just does that.
Sure. That just does, like, the henchman...
The henchman and the cross-dressing trope.
Oh.
I think that's just his trope.
Ugh.
Which is not a good thing.
Not really, no.
But they're the bully clique.
Yes.
So in the carnival that's going to show up to town, this is the classic story of the weirdness comes to the small town America, that introduces the supernatural to the town, and then the town has to respond to that supernatural incident.
Yes.
But it starts off in a really, like, stupid, boring way.
Like, pretty much all of this movie.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Like, what is it? I don't really understand the beginning of this movie. I guess it's just to show that there's a monster in the carnival, because it's just a lady running in the woods with a teddy bear. And then the camera kills her, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know what you meant by that. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I have no idea what...
I don't know what that related to anything.
It doesn't. There's no setup for it at all. It doesn't really relate to anything later. The only thing that they kind of sort of do with it, so she's running, it's just this woman running in the woods, and then eventually, like you said, the camera kills her. You said it's cheap to shoot in the woods, and I went, it's even cheaper if you have the monster be the camera. Like, you don't even have to show it. But
yeah,
the camera chases her until she screams and drops a teddy bear on the ground, and it's implied that she's dead. And then it, like, zooms in on this teddy bear, and the only connection is later on, they win a toy from the carnival that's a teddy bear, but it's not the same bear. And it doesn't even look the same.
No.
So it's like the most tenuous...
You could almost imply, and this is not explicit.
No.
You could almost imply from that scene and from later that anybody who gets a teddy bear gets killed by the vampire. Because the bank lady also has a teddy bear when she's being led into his trailer.
Oh, does she? Okay.
Yeah, she's holding a teddy bear during that scene.
Huh.
But that goes out the window later when the vampire just starts killing people.
Yeah, I feel like they had the start of an idea. That makes sense. They might have had the start of an idea there, and then just
threw it away,
and threw it away, and so that feels like maybe something lost in editing, honestly.
Maybe because otherwise the teddy bear is just irrelevant.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Meow.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
That's the cat from the movie. There's a kitty in the movie.
There is
because
they had to do animal violence.
Yeah.
You gotta know the bad guys are bad. This is the tameness though, because we're talking about that, and like they introduce Alligator Boy. Okay, let's get into Alligator Boy. Oh God. So then they show this circus roll into town. At the same time, there's also a stranger that rolls into town who's just like a drifter, basically.
Ian, our main character, and he joins up with the priests of the town to help him fix up the church, because he's like, oh, I'm a woodworker, and he lives there for a while. And then the carnival comes in, and there is this guy that they show before the carnival gets to town, where he's got like some weird skin condition, and Bruce Payne is just monologuing at him going, no one will ever call you a freak again. Join my carnival where everyone will call you a freak. Yeah, he's like, look, if you join our carnival of freaks, no one will ever call you a freak again because they will respect you. And then it hard cuts to like the camera zooming in on the freak show.
Yes, Alligator Boy in the freak show.
Like, what? No, it's
point
very
and laugh
clearly,
at Alligator Boy.
Very clearly going to be that thing, but he's saying it isn't. I don't... What?
The world will look at you with awe. As long as you're with me, they'll never again call you freak. I promise.
What's the name of this movie again?
Oh, The Freaks.
Oh, okay. But he gets a cat, and at one point the three henchmen bully clique it because they're bullying him to show that he's a good boy and they're awful. They get his cat and kill it. But like, in a normal exploitation film, like the minute that he got that cat, we both went, "Oh fuck!"
And then they threw the cat at the werewolf too, to be like, "Look, the werewolf's gonna kill the cat."
Yes, as part of the show eventually, which we'll get to. And so you're just waiting for this gore scene of them ripping a cat apart, which is awful. But these movies always do that. Like, it's huge horror. And then they just don't. And, like, they eventually do say that the cat's dead, but they
it's like
do
off-screen.
It's an off-screen kill, and then they just give the corpse to the alligator boy to, like, bully him. But you can tell that, like, it's still probably a living cat, or, like, a dummy. Yeah. Like, it's just, and it's not like you don't see any gore or anything. It's just a cat still.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they were saving their budget for the end of the film.
I guess.
So,
which, like, that's fair.
That must be why. But also, like, yeah, it just doesn't fit the
the tropes.
Doesn't fit the series and the tropes. It's weird.
Yeah.
This feels like it wanted to be a stage play.
Yeah. I feel like maybe you're right that they just... Maybe what it wanted was more budget to actually do the gore stuff and the weird things they were trying to do. Because their visuals are just nonsense. Oh, God, like, for example... and maybe it's just a lack of creativity, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're trying to show off all of the freaks in the carnival and do this big thing of, like, oh, look at how weird this carnival is. It's a carnival, but it's not like your normal carnival. And the way that they do that is they have two mimes doing a choke show.
Oh, yeah, they're choking each other out while getting hard.
This is the first scene of the carnival. It's just two mimes choking each other. And then it goes, and then they stop choking, and the crowd goes, and then it cuts, and you're like, wait, what? What was that? Like, hey, listen, I know people that would pay money to see that, but
there are people that would pay to see mimes choke each other.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
But it wouldn't be a carnival.
I've heard of choking the mime.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like,
yeah.
I know what the kids are into. I get it. I understand.
Choked the mime once or twice, but yeah. Not in public.
We're gonna get some weird visuals.
Oh, yeah. Like, for example, this.
Oh, this is just sex stuff.
I was gonna say, this is a porn. I've seen porn.
What was their act?
Wait, what?
What?
That was the
choking act? What?
What was the act? It was sex stuff. You said it.
The other thing is, so Ian joins the town.
Mm-hmm.
He's a drifter.
Yeah.
Classic drifter trope. Has $15 to his name in 1991, which, if I've done the math, is like $12,000 today.
Well, the sheriff explicitly says that the hotel will run him $1,750.
Yep. It's true. He knows the hotel prices at all times.
Which you're like, wait, why does he memorize the hotel price?
And it's an election year, so the mayor is also trying to get the town to vote for him. Mm-hmm. So he's willing to do corruption openly with the sheriff.
Yes.
And the sheriff's like, well, I guess I could do a little corruption.
Well, the mayor getting introduced, I really wish they had gone somewhere with it. They don't do anything with the mayor at all. Because there's a fun bit where he's got, like, some diner owner running against him, and he's, like, putting up posters of the diner owner. They didn't do
anything with that, and they could have.
Yeah, they put up posters of the diner owner and go, he's like, hey, well, you want me to run against you? He's like, yeah, I gotta have some controlled opposition to make people think they've actually got a choice, and you're the biggest loser in this town. He goes, oh, thanks, I love you, man, you're the best.
Are you sure you should put in your posters over my posters, Mayor? How will they know that I'm running? Like,
yeah.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Don't worry, as long as you run, that's all that matters. You don't need, we're not having you win. And the sheriff and a bunch of other townspeople are sitting in the diner while they're all discussing this. So, like, they're just openly, like, holding a corrupt election in front of the sheriff and everything.
That could have been a fun thing, but they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
And anyways, the sheriff is accosting the drifter.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the town shows up. They're like, oh, you got a drifter, sheriff? Wow, we don't take kindly to English people around here.
Well, listen, it's better. Honestly, I really liked this scene because the sheriff is going, we don't want to have any of your kind. This town doesn't need new people here. And the whole plot has been that the town is losing residents.
True, they need people there.
So they do need people there. And I think contrary to what you're saying, like, they kind of go like, oh, we don't want any no drifters here. But then they're like, wait, you got a skill? And he's like, yeah, I'm kind of a carpenter. Like, oh, hey, would you like to come stay?
Well, specifically, the preacher just comes out of nowhere as everybody else in town is telling this guy to fuck off. And he's like, ever work with wood?
Yeah.
Because there just ain't no day with work.
Ever work with wood?
Yes, I have.
Ever work with wood?
Hard. Can't pay in money, but I got a bed in the attic and my Elizabeth makes a fine meal.
Just like out of the side of the crowd. You work with wood? You want to work with my wood? Come touch my wood.
Anyways,
we got some mimes that are choking each other out over here.
And I got my daughter in the corner.
Yeah, you want to touch my daughter too?
It was very obviously set up as like, hey, do you want to? Hey, look at my hot daughter.
But this leads to like 10 minutes of HDTV renovation of this church for no reason. It's like a renovation montage.
It's a very boring movie. This is a very boring movie.
I can't believe they're fucking like they're gonna flip this church, all right? And it's not gonna look better. I could have flipped this church way better than they could. They chose the wrong colors for the walls. They only put one nail in that board.
That's God's house. If you're gonna flip God's house, at least make it worth it. These house flippers will do anything, though. They'll even flip God's house.
Yeah. Anyway, so Harker's World of Horrors comes in, the freak show.
Yes.
Just randomly as they're renovating this church.
Mm-hmm. Convenience.
Conveniently. And they're like, wow, the circus is in town. And then it cuts to Ian looking at a calendar and being like, circus in town. Yeah. And then it cuts to the next day on the calendar. And he's circling full moon.
Just to make it very obvious what's happening. Just in case you didn't know.
There were some fun lines with the election. There's like the mayor walks up and is like, "Oh, Ian, now that you're part of the town, did you register to vote?" No. Oh, well then fuck off.
Yeah, yeah, because they were inviting him for beer and he's like, I'll even buy you a beer. You registered to vote, right? And he goes, no, and he's like, oh, well then fuck you. Fucking leaves. Like, that's real good. The mayor is
the movie
amazing.
Needed more of that.
Yes, the mayor needed to be in the movie a lot more as like a plot point. Instead, we get mopey fucking Ian the whole goddamn movie.
I thought I'd buy everybody a beer down at Hank's. I'll spring for another one if you want to come along.
By any chance you registered yet to vote, Mr. Richards?
No, I'm sorry.
Man can buy his own beer then.
I'm a bit tired, actually. I think I'll pass.
Okay,
I like this.
That's pretty good.
I like this mayor.
Ian, by the way, is one of the actors that originally played the werewolf in American Werewolf in London. Uncredited. One of 3 or 4 people in the werewolf costume. They're like, well, he's been a werewolf before. We'll get him. The alligator boy we were talking about earlier, Winston. Yes. He is Phil in Wayne's World. The
beloved character Phil that we all know.
Phil. He's like the high guy in the back of the car during Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes, he's
that's
in the middle seat.
Phil, what are you doing here? You're partied out, man. Again.
What if he honks in the car?
I'm giving you a no honk guarantee.
Phil, if you're gonna spew into this.
So we got actors everywhere in this movie that you know and love.
We sure do.
So they go to the carnival with the mimes choking each other out in a very sexy way. And the I Like Turtles kid is in the background.
Yes.
With full face paint going, I like turtles. And
then they have an actual turtle boy in the freak show.
Then
going,
they have a
I
turtle
like turtles.
boy. So it makes sense. And Ian and Elizabeth are well, first of all, Elizabeth gets a teddy bear, which is foreshadowing that literally nothing is gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, that absolutely nothing will ever happen to Elizabeth.
Because you remember how we said earlier that the teddy bear
is like a setup signal death flag that like makes sense for a part of the plot? No, why would it be? Oh, and I mean, hey, it's also like, you know, the young attractive lady that's obviously the love interest of this werewolf guy, so that you could have some tension with her and the vampire or the werewolf. Are you team Ian or are you team Harker? No.
But they decide to go on a dark ride through the freak show and look at all the, you know, people.
Yes.
And it's the world's longest, smallest throughput ride you've ever seen. There's no way this carnival makes any money.
Because it's only the 2 of them. No one else goes into this dark ride they have.
It's just the 2 of them, and it's like a 40-minute walkthrough with a guided tour.
Yeah, like, because Harker comes out and monologues at them. The vampire man, Bruce Payne.
Yep. They show Card Shark Quado from Total Recall.
Yeah, because he's got that's the oh god, what was the actor's name again? The Oompa Loompa guy.
Deep.
I was gonna say it's Deep something. Yeah,
I forget his last name.
Anyway, he has an extra arm.
Deep Roy.
And uses it to cheat at cards, which is
but he's
really
bad
funny
at it?
because I was gonna say they show him quote unquote cheating, which requires him to unbutton his shirt, reveal his third arm, and then very awkwardly try to grab a card with it. But
yeah,
that
they did have. I did look at the credits. They had somebody on the credits who specifically only credited as creating that arm, and I think that's kind of cool.
That's really neat.
From a special effects side, we made this cool looking arm thing.
The arm looks good,
and it looks good.
I actually think that's a pretty good effect.
It's just never used again.
And it also makes no sense because the whole point of card cheating and stuff is that you'd need to be fast and agile, and they do a good job of making that arm look good, but it doesn't look like it's particularly dexterous, right?
No, and then this is also the part where they were walking through. I'm like, well, at least it's classy. And then they show the boob for no reason.
Yeah, and then they show.
God damn it!
Yeah.
They got me. Anyway, so that after
they also have a guy bite off a chicken head.
They have that, and it's the least interesting thing that happens. It's just I guess
because it's at the end of quite literally 4 minutes.
Oh no, this is 15 minutes of film.
No, but I meant just the one scene of the freak that does it. The mime itself that does it is 4 minutes of him just doing a little dance where he just kind of shifts on his feet and holds a chicken in front of one of those hypnotic spiral kind of things. And it's just him tapping his feet back and forth, and you're going
doing nothing.
What is this? Why am I watching this? There's literally nothing happening.
This is a 40-minute guided tour. There's no bathroom.
Unreal.
There's no food. This is such a boring ride.
And you're not making any money. Like I said, you got to put a concession in there at least,
nothing
right?
Here. And anyways, they leave the carnival, and Harker, the main barker, get it?
Harker the barker.
He's like, I know that man, Ian. I've seen him somewhere before. I never forget somebody so boring.
Oh my god, he's like a charisma black hole. I have to know who he is. I probably would if he wasn't so fucking forgettable.
Mr. Pimpman, I need you to go watch him at night.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah. So he tells Fly Guy to go watch him.
Yes.
And then that night, Ian turns into a werewolf and goes rawr.
Mm-hmm.
In the least terrifying way possible.
Well, he Kool-Aid mans his way through a window, which is... Yeah, no, that's really boring, actually.
Ian?
Roar. It's fucking God. So he gets Roar and transforms, and that means that the henchman goes back and informs Harker about what's going on, that he's a werewolf. Harker goes out and hunts him so that he can take him into the carnival. Because
he abducts him technically after shooting him
because he wants to. So they put him in a cage, and
a cage.
I had to make you go back and rewind this scene because you missed it at first, and it was so fucking funny to me. They have this moment where he wakes up in his cage and Harker is monologuing at him like Harker does. And Ian walks towards him and he does that, how you kind of, if there's a low ceiling, you'll kind of put your hands on it as you walk.
The sexy grab. No,
yeah, the sexy grab, because they've got some tension here. But he grabs the top of this iron cage. And it just bends very easily and extremely obviously in a way that it's not supposed to, because
and then rubber bounces back.
Yeah, it just bounces backwards.
It's great.
So fucking good. Like, it's basically the boom mic in the shot. It's so obvious and so bad. And now we get into some utter fucking nonsense for me, where this movie just totally falls apart, because he's kidnapped by the circus people, and at the same time a bunch of cows were attacked and slaughtered, which I think they're implying was the werewolf doing it.
They're implying that. They're also...
They never show any of it, though.
Harker tells Ian that he killed Elizabeth when he
Yes.
transformed and then was shot before he was abducted.
Yeah.
In front of people. The whole town knows that he turns into a werewolf and was abducted by the circus folk.
Yeah, like, it's just out in the open. Like, all the supernatural stuff, there's no question about it. It is right there, like, instantly. And everybody just goes, huh, so he was a werewolf. That's... Huh.
Yeah, we don't take kindly to people turning into werewolves around here.
Yeah, and...
Yeah.
Ian, despite being abducted, is like, no, I deserve to be in this cage. I should be. And Harker's like, okay, well, but make sure he stays in that cage. Like, he's really dangerous, and we can't let him loose. So, of course, what they do is leave the cage door open at all times. Like, not unlocked, wide open. What is the point of him even being in this fucking cage? Like, in almost every scene that he's in the cage, the door is open.
It doesn't make... It's not a cage.
It's nonsense. And then the sheriff learns that he's like, oh, we had all these cattle slaughtered. I better do something about that. Anyways, and there's an abduction. The carnival people went and stole Ian in the middle of the night, and he transforms into a monster. I better get down there and see what's going on. And he walks down there and goes, hey, where's Ian? You guys abducted somebody. And they go, oh yeah, we absolutely abducted somebody, Sheriff.
The abducted guy.
The abducted guy, yeah. He's in the cage in the back. And he's like, oh, and he's a werewolf? Oh yeah, he's absolutely a werewolf. You should go and see him. And he just...
Yeah, so the sheriff talks to him, and Ian's like, no, it's fine.
I'm cool in the cage.
Elizabeth told me that you were abducted. Elizabeth? But Harker said I killed her. No, I've been tricked. I'm a fool. But I deserve this.
I deserve that. I'm a fool. He made me think that I'm more dangerous than I am. Anyways, I probably shouldn't escape or anything and walk out that, like, wide open cage door, because really, I probably deserve to be. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what?
And what, like, the sheriff just leaves him there.
No, the sheriff just leaves. I don't get it.
It's fine if he's abducted, whatever.
It cuts to the next night. Harker's doing the werewolf show with Werewolf Boy. Ian.
Yeah, they do extra carnival nights because now they have a new show.
And Ian's just, like, trained up on the ground and be like, well, I have to put on a show.
Yeah, he just goes along with this now.
Okay. And then, Harker takes out his magic flute crystal and starts speaking the magic words of Mambo number 5.
Little bit of Monica in my life. Little bit of Erica by my side. No! Not the devil's words! Little bit of Rita.
He knows the old spells.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5.
Because they have to have an excuse for him to turn into a werewolf when there's no fucking
there's no full moon, on a different day. So he chants the words of Mambo number 5 to transform Ian. Ian transforms. He takes Winston's cat. He's like, look at this horrible monster. He'll kill a cat.
He'll do anything. Oh no.
And then he gives it to Ian, and Ian's like, oh, a kitty. And he starts petting the kitty really good, giving it chin rubs, and like moving its arms like a rag doll. Like, look at him. Oh, he's a baby.
And all the crowd's like, oh, what's he gonna do with that cat? Oh my god, how is he gonna do? And he's just petting it, and they're like, "Oh, look at the doggy's petting the kitty." And then he tosses it gently to Alligator Boy.
Yeah, and Harker's like, "This show's over."
But like, nobody's mad about him not killing the cat. They're all like, "Hell yeah, that dog's petting that cat."
This is maybe the dumbest scene in the movie, but
there's a lot of really dumb scenes in this movie.
Anyway, so we get a werewolf like calmly petting a kitty in our horror werewolf versus what did this say? Hold on. All new action is more monstrous than ever.
I've never seen a cat pet so monstrously, so that's fair.
Anyways, so that night, the sheriff is going through Ian's flesh, notebook.
Yeah, he's got a human skin notebook.
Which has newspaper clippings about Harker and his carnival, and how people kept going missing while he was in town. Yes. And the sheriff's putting it together. He's like, wait a minute, maybe Ian was abducted against his will, and also those people like that bank lady's dead, and also maybe Harker's a killer. Hold on.
God, the bank lady also, by the way, died in between all of this. You would be... I was gonna say, it'd be easy to miss it, because it happens entirely off-screen, and just every once in a while they go, oh hey, the bank lady's gone. Yeah. Okay.
And?
What?
So the sheriff goes back to the carnival at night, digs through the garbage, and finds the body.
Mm-hmm.
And then Harker shows up, like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up, huh?
Oh man, my henchmen are real fucking bad at this, I'm sorry.
And the sheriff pulls out his gun, which is not loaded.
Well, I think the implication is that it is, but he's got vampire power, which...
Vampires can't just stop a gun from shooting in this universe.
I think they can! I think that we've seen that they can!
But he's threatening Harker, and he says something very funny.
Don't move, or I'll shoot your dick in the next county.
It's so good.
Took me a minute, I'm like, oh right, the dick shoot.
The dick shooting. And then he shoots him in the dick. He tries to.
It tries to. But Harker uses vampire power and waves his hand and makes the gunpowder inert.
Makes the gun not move, and then he runs away. The sheriff
traditional
dies.
Vampire powers like wet gun.
The sheriff runs away and gets killed, and then I guess Bruce Payne Harker puts his body in the bar to try and implicate that the werewolf that the whole town knows exists now killed the sheriff.
Yes.
To set up a prank, you see. So they blame Ian. I guess. And then Ian escapes by knocking out... he knocks over Fly Guy's box of cockroaches, his pet cockroaches.
Yeah, I was going to mention this. So there's the bully clique, which is the guy with 3 arms.
Yep.
The person that's split in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Fly Guy.
He likes bugs.
He likes bugs.
It's just literally he likes... that is... Why is he a freak? He collects bugs. That's it? That's it?
But the way Ian gets away is because the cage is open next to him.
Yes.
And he knocks over his cockroaches, and then while he's distracted, he just opens the already unlocked door and leaves.
And just walks out.
He's like, oh, I guess I can just...
A thing he could have always done because the door's always been open. It's...
So he gets Elizabeth, and they run off to go have sex.
Yeah.
I guess. And the mayor is setting up a group of people from the town to go kill Ian, and he decides he needs to go tell Harker what's going on so that he can get the carnival people to help out too, maybe, ? Or just because the Harker was going to give him 60% of the money as a bribe in front of the sheriff that he was talking about bribing.
Yes.
There's so much open corruption.
Yes.
That town.
I really wish they'd leaned into the mayor character a lot more.
Yeah, but because the mayor goes into Harker's place, he knocks on the door, he's like, oh, he must not be here. So then he enters.
Yeah, and just starts going through everything in his trailer.
For no reason.
He's just opening up every box, just looking through his medicine cabinet in his bathroom, all this shit. I kind of love that. It feels like it's kind of in keeping with the mayor's character, what a shithead he is. So I did kind of enjoy that. Eventually he goes... and sees a horrible, disgusting sight. It's a small handful of dirt and a worm.
Just a worm. He sees a worm on the ground. He's like, oh my god.
And there's violins, that's something that matters? And we're like,
what? Okay. So then he starts digging around where the worm is, which is a couch.
Mm-hmm.
And he cuts his finger on the couch. He's like, oh, god damn it.
Yeah, because he's open. There's a lid in the couch because it's obviously a coffin.
Oh, yeah. And then we get a really fun scene,
This was
actually.
Great. Yes.
Because it's so dumb. The werewolf, not the werewolf, the vampire, Bruce Payne.
Yeah.
Just in full shitty vampire makeup.
Oh, the vampire outfit sucks in this.
Pops up through a hole, like knocking a hole through the coffin.
He smashes the coffin to pieces as he reaches up and he shoves the mayor through the roof
onto the top and then pulls him back in, and it's so dumb and weird, and it's great.
It's amazing. It's such a great scene. He also like bites him in the stomach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, he does.
Oh, God damn it.
What? What? Okay. That's pretty fucking dumb. Okay. That's pretty fucking stupid.
Ian, you have to tell me what's going on.
Needed more of this earlier.
And then the mayor's dead, and nobody in town cares.
Nobody does anything. There's absolutely zero consequence to this. Oh, I also wanted to mention the cockroach man. That's his last scene.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's just gone after that. Like,
I don't know what's up with that.
Why? Yeah. Why is he just gone from the movie?
Because they kill the other bullies later on.
Yep.
But not him. He's just gone.
His cockroaches are gone, so he's
maybe he had another movie to film. He couldn't stay on set long enough. That could be it, actually.
That could be it for this thing.
So it hard cuts from the mayor dying to the town creating silver bullets suddenly.
Yes.
And the preacher asking God to bless their welder.
Yes, as he melts the silver, I guess.
Please, Jesus, bless my welding skills so that I do not create shitty welds with cold welds that are not very strong. Like, okay. Like, alright, man. I guess. And then, what happens? The preacher gets accosted, because he also reads the newspaper articles.
Mm-hmm.
And then Harker shows up, and he's like, yeah, I'm fucking Satan. So fucking what, asshole?
Yeah, I'm the nasty one. Idiot. You moron. You
moron.
You rube. You've been organizing this whole thing, and you didn't even know. Ha
So fucking what?
Okay. He rules. God damn it, I'm really liking Bruce Payne. We need to see more Bruce Payne movies.
And he knocks him out and just leaves. And goes with the town and be like, alright, let's go kill that werewolf.
Yep.
And I guess, so the town gets there. I had to leave for a second.
Yeah, so what happens is the town gets there, and they're all pointing their guns at Ian as he comes out of a trailer. And he's in non-wolf form, so he's just standing there, and they've got like a bunch of flashlights on him, and there's a whole town sitting there pointing guns at him, and they just stare at each other for like a good 10 seconds, and then the one guy's like, I can't do it, he looks too much like a man. That's it.
That's not a dog at all.
And in the meantime also, Harker has like this power stance, where he's got like his hands on his hips. And he's also always wearing, like, this carnival, like, vampire getup. It's amazing, honestly, how he's, like... He looks like he's set up to play Jack the Ripper at all times or something. Like
he's wearing a blouse shirt. Yeah.
Yes, and, like, pea coats and stuff the whole time.
And when he was fighting the preacher, his blouse got ripped. He's like, shirt ripper.
So he's...
Yeah.
He's standing there in front of all of them, and then the one guy's like, I can't do it, he looks like a man, and the vampire just throws a fucking hissy fit baby 4-year-old tantrum over this. He's done this whole plan, and now these fucking rubes won't even shoot a goddamn dog for him.
Well, this is because he killed the sheriff.
I was gonna say he killed the cop. What was he expecting?
The cop would have shot the dog.
The cop would have gone in instantly. So instead he walks to the truck that they have there, grabs it with one hand, and throws it with his one hand, just so that you can then get a very goofy, very good scene of like all these growls, and they're like, "Whoa, my God, he flipped over that truck with just one hand," and then you hear like from behind it, and then you have the really shitty, awful rubber monster vampire hands come up over the side because he's now hidden by the truck as the truck is on its side.
You can't show the transformation sequence. They already did that with Ian. And
they spent the money,
there.
That budget is fucking gone.
So he transforms. The town's like, oh, let's shoot that guy. He looks like a monster. So then they just blast him for like a minute straight.
We said that we wouldn't shoot a man. We said that we were absolutely going to shoot monsters, and that's a monster, so we'll start blasting.
And then Harker looks at them like, and? Okay. So the whole town leaves.
Yes.
And they're out of the movie now.
Yep. Doesn't matter anymore.
I guess. And then we get the Ian versus werewolf scene after Elizabeth and the preacher, her father, show up. And Ian's getting accosted by the bullies, and the alligator boy is there. And then Elizabeth shoots Deep, the card shark.
Yep.
Oompa Loompa boy. The other guy gets killed by a bow and arrow.
Yes, from the preacher.
Which is fucking cool.
It's kind of amazing. And also, like, where did he get those skills? Holy shit.
I remember earlier in the movie they showed the bow and arrow set. So they set that up a little bit because Ian gets a bullseye immediately because he's just really good at shooting bows, I guess.
Yeah, well, it was just werewolf skill, I guess. Which is very funny then that the priest shows up and is the one that gets the kill.
Yeah,
with that.
I don't get that.
There's a lot of things they just set up and then they just don't use or use weirdly in ways that don't work. Or just drop, like, the whole mayor subplot and that voting. Like, there was that guy that was the lick spittle going like, oh, I'll do anything for you, mayor. I definitely will run this fake campaign just to lose.
That guy's just gone.
He's in that one scene, that's it. And then it's just gone. Like, that whole plot's gone.
So, as Ian is fighting Harker in vampire form, and losing by getting choked to death, like some mime.
God damn it.
The alligator
making me think about mimes getting choked, boys.
I can and I will. The alligator boy shows up. He's like, Ian, you gotta transform, bro. You gotta go into your Super Saiyan form, man. Here, let me read the magic words. A little bit of vodka.
Yeah.
And it's not working because he doesn't have the magic crystal.
Yes.
So then the vampire drops the magic crystal, and now he has the magic crystal, so he tries it again.
Drops it. Just 5 seconds after, it's like, oh, it didn't work. Looks over at the vampire looks down at him, and then he goes, and raises his hands, and the crystal just falls, and you're like, what?
I guess.
What?
So this causes Ian to transform, but Harker's having none of that. He's mad at Alligator Boy. So he goes in, and he bites Alligator Boy on the neck. Ian runs after him. He's like, don't do that.
He goes,
which causes him.
No!
and this causes Ian to run into Alligator Boy and accidentally also bite him on the neck.
Yes. Yeah, I forget. Harker throws him in a way to get his fucking teeth into his neck, which is just
so weird.
So fucking funny.
And
like,
then
why?
They're fighting, and like a hole shows up in the tent, which causes a sunlight beam to go through.
I guess enough time's passed. Yeah.
Ian finally gets the idea of like, oh, I guess it's daytime. Let me do big uppies and jump and cut open the tent. I guess
he's got some real vert. Holy shit.
And this causes the vampire to disintegrate into bones in a fucking cool scene.
It was really rad. Yeah.
Yeah, and disintegrates really slowly. It's great effects. You could tell where they spent their money.
Good minute and a half of just like the skin basically turning to like a powder, and then the bones showing underneath it, and then the bones even like slowly turn to dust until the whole thing dusts.
Yeah.
But like it's extended, like it's a couple minutes almost, I think, and it
looks great.
It's fantastic. It's really, really neat. I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Damn, that's rad. That's some good shit. That is a great vampire death. That makes up for a lot of the werewolf being
stupid.
I'd love to see the behind the scenes of how they actually
that would be cool. Yeah,
like I'm really interested. Like the crumbling bones and stuff. I'm like, man, I want to know how you get that effect that like in practical like that because it's cool.
And then we get the preacher and Elizabeth being like, "Do you have to go?" And Ian's like, "Don't worry, I have to. It's my thing. I'm the Drifter Man."
Yeah.
So he takes Alligator Boy, and they walk off into the sunset as a couple. They're married now, I guess.
They also, I guess I should mention that they reveal here for a second that, like, Ian... Because it's like, okay, why did he have a novel of human-bound skin with Harker articles in it? And and Harker was like, I think that I know him. He's got a very familiar face. And it's that, like, his dad got killed by Harker because
his dad was in a cult or something.
Was, like, into the occult and hunted him. And then Harker killed his dad, and he was there as a kid. And then in the meantime, he became a werewolf, I guess.
Which was irrelevant
that at all. It's totally irrelevant. There was no reason for that in the slightest. And then he went to end the circus, which is really funny because it's like, so he was following the carnival to end it. No, because he tried to leave town when the carnival came. He's like, I don't want to be anywhere near this.
Yeah, I don't want to do this shit. Yeah.
Like, what?
Well, he did talk to Alligator Boy. He's like, look, you're not a freak. You're a normal person. You need to get the fuck out of here. All these people are not your friend, all right? You're just a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
Yeah, stop.
Get some help.
Stop being bad. You need to just talk to a therapist.
Stop it. Get some help.
Bad boy. You're a bad dog.
Wow.
Yeah,
and that he'd say it to Alligator Boy.
I guess they just leave into the sunset like a western. And it just ends.
Yeah, it's just them walking off.
It's so boring.
Dumb. It's a terrible end. The one other thing that I want to touch on before we rate the dogs, because that's the movie.
That's it.
This thing is boring for most of it. The one bright spot through almost the entire movie is, holy shit, does Bruce Payne give this 150%. My God, as the vampire, all of his monologues, like we had him last week doing this is my brain, this is you on my brain, and now
this is me pushing werewolf drugs.
Yeah. And now with his incredible over-the-top vampire, I'm a huge Bruce Payne fan at this moment. Like, holy shit, he's up there with like the Michael Ironside like character actor villain.
He knows how to chew a scene.
Yes, he's really good
and
in these
commit to
B-movies.
the bit.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Like all of his dialogue is garbage, but he's just so good at delivering it.
Yep, I agree. Let's rate the dog. So there's Ian. He's a good boy. He would never hurt anybody. In fact, I don't think he does anything in this movie.
I was going to say, I'm going to rate him as a vanilla pudding out of 10. Because that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'll have it if I have to.
I would rate him as a werewolf that pets a kitty out of 10. Which is a very good rating.
That's a very good rating, yeah.
That's at least
fair.
An 11 out of 10 dog, right? He learned how to pet.
Dog petting a cat? I'll watch that every day.
Yeah. I guess it's the only dog. I don't know any other dogs in this movie, so
there's no other dog. That's it. That's
werewolf.
One werewolf, no dogs, a cat. I would make the joke that Alligator Boy is kind of a dog, but
no, he's just a good guy.
They do so little with that character, and I don't want to label him a freak. He's not a freak. He's a normal guy.
They could have. He got bit by a vampire and a werewolf.
Yes,
and they did nothing.
I know, they did nothing with it. I was like, oh, so now he's the new vampire, right? No. Why would we bother doing it? They had so many good, like, cheesy B-movie horror setups here with, like, the mayor that they just don't do anything with. Could have had Alligator Boy,
and he's constantly talking about wanting to transform.
Yeah, he wants out of being a quote-unquote freak, right?
Yeah.
They could have definitely done like this whole thing of at the end of him being like, wah, like bursting from a coffin is like
he's the new one.
Next one. Like they could have done so many things with it, and they just no.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in Howling VI. I don't know what I expected, but there's some small moments of joy and a lot of nothing.
A lot of nothing. this movie would have been one of the most painful films that we've ever seen. Like, this is why I wanted to really point out Bruce Payne's performance, because if it wasn't for him, this would have been one of the most painful watches we've had. But pretty much any scene with Bruce Payne in it was at least like a little gold. He's got like a presence to him in every scene.
Well, that's this episode. Thank you for listening, everybody. You can support us on Patreon. Of course, it's much appreciated at Rough Cuts.
Yeah.
You can follow us on social media on Blue Sky at Rough Cuts. Email us at roughcutscast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and we really do appreciate like movie suggestions and stuff on that one. And also, of course, the Patreon money does make a big difference. We are really trying to build up Boix's VHS collection of the worst dog movies of all time. And you got a good head start on it. I think that you, at some point when you're like 60, you need to be one of those weird guys that just like opens up a roadside museum of like, hey, look at my old like VHS collection.
I'm just gonna drive into town with my troop of VHS watchers.
Your VHS
like,
freaks.
I've got such horrors to show
you. This one is Howling VI. Pull up the curtain.
This one's got a freaky little Bigfoot.
Little Bigfoot wants to give you some of his weed. Will you accept? It's very trippy.
And over here we have the worst of all. The Chevy Chase collection.
Okay. No, that's in the... Okay, that's when that's for when the protagonist slips away from the main circus and sees the dark underbelly.
Yeah, that's the horrifying dark corner of the circus.
Yeah. That's the hidden stuff that's actually not supposed to be seen. That's like in your trailer.
Oh my god, he's a monster.
Oh my god, I had no idea. Chili dogs.
What?
What is this?
Right.
He's a criminal. Get the sheriff.
This fucker saw strays.
Oh no! I don't. We put this up in public.
All right. See you next time.
Sausage party. This guy's a real freak.
Well, this is what happens when you're British, you know. Okay. All British people can turn into werewolves. I've seen American Werewolf. Oh, that's an American Werewolf. Never mind. My bad. No, never mind.
You're lucky I'm not editing this one.
I survived.
I hate that dog.